Hi, Jeremy here, Modern Vitality. In today's video, Unlocking Adrenal Fatigue, I'm going to share with you a systematic step-by-step way to approach any kind of complex chronic health condition, including adrenal fatigue, so that you can start to get your life back and start having fun again. All right, let's get started. So I chose the word unlocking for this video because so many people, patients and practitioners both, are walking around the world of healing and they're thinking, they have an assumption that if I could just find the right key for this lock, right? If I could just find the right thing to do for my body, whatever that looks like, a supplement, an exercise, some herb formula, whatever it is, a pharmaceutical thing. People have all kinds of ideas and therapies and techniques, which is great. It's good to have all those options. However, the mindset, the way we're looking at this stuff is that we think we need to find that one key that'll just finally match the lock and unlock my health. And now I can get on with healing, feeling better, getting my energy back, getting my vitality back, getting out of pain, getting the inflammation down. All these things. There's so much of this stuff, right? These symptoms can plague your life. And I get it. It's overwhelming. And we start to think, okay, there's got to be an answer, which is normal. We should want to get an answer. We should want hope, right? The alternative to that is just give up and go, oh, nothing will ever help. I'm hopeless. Well, that's not you if you're on this channel. Obviously, you're still working on this. You still believe in healing yourself. You still think you're worth it, right? You're putting in the energy. You're doing the work. Okay, so that's probably not you. But once we get past that point, then it's this mindset of like, I got to unlock this condition. I'm looking for the key. Where's the key? And then we look at, okay, is functional medicine the key for me? Is this herb the key? Is this a naturopath? What's the supplement, right? What's the key? The key. I'm here to tell you, you're dealing with the wrong kind of lock. Right? It's not a key lock, it's a combination lock. That's what's going on. The problem with looking for the keys is that you can find the right types of interventions. You can find the right supplements, you can find the right herbs, you can find all the right stuff. You can be doing all kinds of things, but you're probably doing a lot of stuff that's helpful now as it is. But what I'm going to tell you, just like a combination, if you don't have things entered in the right order, the door's not going to open. It's just not. That's how our body works. I'm not making this up. This isn't something Jeremy invented. This is how physiology is going to work. This is how our body works, is that it likes to be interacted with in a very specific order. Just like, if you were going to repair something or troubleshoot an electronic device, there are certain things you want to do in a certain order. You need to check to see if it's plugged in, right? And this is just mechanics, right? Forget that our body has so much going on besides the mechanical, right? Besides the physical, there's all the energetics and the emotional and all this stuff going on, which all is contained in you. The unit of you, right? But still, there is an order, there's a process. And our body really likes to have stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. This is how we go through with a clear process and actually get ourselves better and out of all the inflammation, all the symptoms, all the problems, and have a long-term chance of having sustainable health. It's really important. So just like a combination lock, you can have the right numbers, you can have the right things, but if you enter them in an incorrect order, it's not going to work. So the same thing happens with the body. I've seen this happen a ton because what happens a lot is somebody will try something. They'll ask for help. They go to a forum and they say, hey, what's good for my condition? Or what's good for my symptom? What's good for brain fog? What's good for exhaustion? And you get back 100,000 answers of well-intentioned people all offering their different silver bullet supplements or things that help for them. And then you try that, and the thing that worked for this person and that person doesn't work for you. And then you get discouraged and you think, okay, well, there must be something really wrong with me because the stuff that worked for those people when they were sick isn't even doing it. Well, I'm here to tell you, you're probably in a different stage of healing or a different part of your process than they are. That's why it worked in one situation and not another. What's really cool about that is that once we organize things and we understand stage 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Once we understand this stuff, we can start to organize and categorize different therapies and different things that are a good idea. And sometimes what didn't work for you, if you save that, if you pause that, put that in your cupboard, put it in your fridge, right? Wherever it goes, and hold on to it and start moving through the stages, when you get to the appropriate stage and bring that back out, it might actually work great like it's supposed to. This is one of the things that really, it just like freaks people out because they say, oh, I tried that, it didn't work for me. Okay, well, let's actually build you up, move through the stages. When we get to stage 3, where you should be doing that in the first place, then try it again and see if it has an impact, right? And they do. Wow, it's amazing. I didn't feel anything before. Well, you didn't feel anything before because it was the wrong time. You were in stage 1 back then. You didn't even know what stages were. You were just inflamed and nobody had given you a map like this. So, of course that thing didn't work. right? It was just a timing issue, just like a combination lock. I really want you to have this image. It's not a key, right? It's a combination. You got to have the right stuff in the right order. So what's this order? Okay, well, if you're at all familiar with my work, you've probably heard me talk about this. I speak about this all the time. Stage 1, immune system. Stage 2, digestive. Stage 3, neuroadrenal. Stage 4, blood circulation. I'm going to give you an example of doing things out of order, getting the combination wrong, right? Exercise. Very good. Exercise is amazing. It's fantastic. The benefits of exercise are phenomenal. If exercise came in a pill, it would be a miracle drug, right? Of all the benefits. Exercise is so good for you. However, how come if you're all inflamed, it's not good, right? How come if, oh yeah, I've got this fatigue, this exhaustion, so I pushed myself to exercise. I just pushed through it for various reasons, right? Because I didn't want to feel like I was lazy, because I didn't want to feel like I was weak, because I had to try something, I'm at my wit's end, or I just saw that it worked for somebody else, whatever. There's a lot of reasons, right? Oh, I pushed through. I did the exercise. And then what happens? Then I feel horrible. I feel like I got a hangover for the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, right? You exercise and you don't get the benefits from it. You get punished. They call it PEMS, post-exertional malaise syndrome. Very common with a lot of complex chronic inflammatory conditions. Well, what's going on there? Exercise, that lives in stage 4. That's blood circulation. If you do that when you're actually in stage 1, all inflamed, you don't want to be moving a bunch of blood around, because what's that going to be doing? It's moving more inflammation around. It's moving more pathogens around. Your immune system's got to catch up with all that. So you push through, because exercise is healthy and good, right? And you push through that, and then you suffer more and more and more. It's because you entered the wrong thing at the wrong time. You got the right number of the combination. You got the right component, but it's not time for that yet. We've got to do the immune system first. Because what happens if you go through this process, which might take weeks, months, years sometimes, but you do it right, you do it steady, and you make the progress and you head in the right direction. All of a sudden, when you are at stage 4, because your immune system's calmed down, the inflammation's gone, we have graduation signs, right? There are things you'll notice. Even your tongue will change. The way you sweat changes. There's a lot of details about your body you start to learn to become a detective of. And you know that, hey, I've got my immune system pretty well under control. Now I'm working on my digestive system. I've got that pretty well under control. Again, we've got graduation signs, things you look for, all kinds of stuff. Oh, now I'm working on my neuroadrenal system. I've got that pretty much under control. I'm getting into stage 4. And now you start to exercise. You could do the same workout you did before, and it'll actually nourish your body. It won't destroy you, right? Because the context has changed. It's a combination lock. It's not a key. You've got to understand this. Having a 4-stage approach, it's extremely unique. Not a lot of people are doing this. I'm training more practitioners. You're probably going to be hearing more and more about this. Hopefully, there's going to be more of us out there on the internet. You know, there's a lot of people that need help. So you might be seeing some of these ideas around, but for the most part, it's not a lot of people that understand how this works. But now you do, right? And you can start to categorize things. What do I mean by categorize? Well, if you have, for example, an anti-inflammatory drug, a medication, that would be stage 1. That's an immune system intervention, right? Is it the best one? I don't know, but it's one of them, right? It's a type. What are some other things that affect your immune system? Well, you might be thinking about anything that's anti-pathogenic, right? Like antibiotics. Or if you start to look at different types of herbs, you might notice that certain herbs have antiviral, antibacterial, right? All these different functions. That's going to tell you that it lives in stage 1. Stage 1 is stage 1 because it's a good place to start for most people, right? We're looking at the immune system. We're trying to get the inflammation regulated and down, not by just suppressing. By the way, this is a little kind of a nuance, but a lot of times like anti-inflammatories can lower inflammation by suppressing it, but that doesn't change whatever was in there causing the inflammatory process in the first place. So if we have hidden pathogens, you need to flush those pathogens out. I prefer to use herbs for that. There's lots of ways to do it, but you need to flush those out and you need to help your body develop what they call immune specificity, which means that your immune system is not just burning everything in town trying to get at these pathogens, that it actually can dial in and find them and very cleanly extract them from your body. Anything that moves lymphatic flow is going to be stage 1. It has to do with your immune system. You can see a theme here, right? Stage 2 is all about digestion. So it might be things like probiotics. It might be digestive enzymes. It might be herbs that help with peristalsis that move through. It might be herbs that help protect your gut lining. For example, even like licorice, right? It can help protect the lining in your gut. Pretty cool. There's a lot of things like that. I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm showing you some examples of how to start thinking about this stuff. So that way you can see when you get 100 good ideas, right? Suggestions from people, you can start to categorize that and go, okay, out of these 100, this 30 are all stage 4, which I'm nowhere near ready for that. So I'm going to table those, right? This 30 over here are all stage 3. I'm nowhere near that. So I'm going to table those. And now maybe you went from 100 to 40 and it's like, okay, this is all immune and digestive. How can we separate these out and really get to what I need to start with is my immune system? It turns out these 5 suggestions over here, this gives me a few things to try. I can try opening up my combination, see if I can open up my immune system with some of this stuff, right? And that's just crowdsourcing, just asking people on a chat forum, right? What if you have a professional you're dealing with? Then you can start to get some really specific, tailored advice, especially if you've got a stage model, right? And you're going through and going, okay, I need to work on my immune system first. Not a lot of professionals are too aware of this, but you can always show them a video like this if you're working with somebody and say, hey, what are we doing here? How are we organizing my care plan? Do I have stages? And what are we doing right now for my immune system? How is this working, right? This way you're an educated and informed patient, which is great. It's fantastic. That's how you keep your practitioner on their toes, right? I've had the best patients. They always push me to grow, I've always got to learn more and more stuff. It just never stops. But this skeleton, this structure, I don't have to reinvent the wheel here. Once you got the bones of this, now you can flesh it out. Everything I learned, more and more detail, more and more nuance, different therapies, different supplements, different herbs, new things I learned, whatever it is, I can find where those live within my 4-stage model, within my combination. And then I know how to interact with the body. So I want you to have this because it helps to get rid of the overwhelm. You got enough going on. Brain fog, fatigue, exhaustion, right? Trying to become your own doctor. It's a big undertaking. So we can get rid of a lot of the overwhelm by actually having this 4-stage model to where we can start to compartmentalize and sort out some of the therapies we're thinking of because it's not a key lock. You're not just grasping out of 1,000 possible keys and just trying to find the one like needle in a haystack, right? The one key that's going to unlock. No, you start clumping all this stuff and going, okay, we're looking for an immune key, right? Boom, there it is. But that's not it. We got to have the combination. Okay, there's a lot to this. If you're struggling with a complex chronic health condition, you don't have to do it alone either, by the way. We've got a great group, international group. It's free to join. We've got our own chat platform. I'm in there every day answering questions. You can find the link in the description here. If I see your application and it looks good, like you're going to be a good fit for what we're doing, I'll get you in as soon as I can. I keep the group kind of small and cozy so I know who I'm talking to when I'm answering questions and giving my perspective, but that also means we fill up. So you might be in on the next monthly cohort or 2 months out or something like that, but I'll try to get you in just as soon as I can. Again, it's a free group. You're in there with positive, amazing people that are all working through the same process, and you get to see all the wins. You get to see how it works. You also get to see when somebody has a backslide or a flare. You get to see what happens on a bad day because this is reality, and you get to see troubleshooting in real time, how to use the system to re-unlock, right? If you have to go back up a level, unlock that, and then come back to where you were, it can be done. We're doing it every day. So you might consider joining, even if you're a bit shy. It's a lovely, lovely group, very supportive, wonderful people. It's called Modern Vitality Solutions and Support. And in the meantime, you might consider subscribing to this channel, clicking the like button or the bell or whatever way you want to interact with this YouTube channel, because that teaches the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, to show you more videos like this that help you heal and get your life back, as opposed to just kind of mindless entertainment. Very cool. So I hope this helps you. Cheers.